everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about the conflict serializability and view serializability. How to solve this type of question. Yes, most of the time students are able to do till conflict serializability through the cycle. But the problem you are facing at view serializability, how to check view serializable or not. I am taking you as you don't know anything about serializability. And you are getting confused about the term, which one is not conflict, which one is conflict, when cycle, when not cycle, how to understand conflict, how to understand view. Each and everything is going to be covered through this question. I took this question, it is a very good question. Through this question your total concept is going to be complete. Just I need your patience. Keep watching this video till the end. And must subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to get all the latest update and notification. So let's start. First of all, we have to understand what is serializability. I am not going to this theory. First of all, I am showing you this table. You can see in this table there are two transactions going on. It is T1 and it is T2 transaction. Two transaction is going on means it is in your account. Maybe you have a account. And that is a common account. Maybe just think like that, it is a account. Here you are doing a transaction and your mother, you have a joint account with your mother. It can be happen, right? So it is a transaction going on. One side you, one side your mother, both are doing transaction and some transaction is going on here. How the transaction is going on? Here there are two data. Different two datas are there. One data is A, another data is B. This A and B are two different variable, two different data. Here you can see transaction 1 is doing read A, then write A. Read A means reading A, then after that writing. Writing means updating something on that variable. Maybe initially A value is 100. So T1 will read A value as 100. After that T1 is adding something in account. Maybe T1 is making it 200. It's okay. After that it's coming to here because it is depending on the time. These are the all time slots. Okay. This is time 1, time 2, time 3, time 4, time 5. Like this, these are all the time slots. Here anything is not going on for T1, but at that time T2 is doing the transaction. So T2 is reading A. T2 will read what? T2 will read this A value, whatever written by T1, that is now 200. Now maybe T2 is withdraw the money. T2 withdraw the money, 150 amount T2 withdraw. So now T2 will write here 50. Now after that T1 is reading the data B. It is different data. It is not the data A. Maybe you have a single account also in that bank and that is a different account and that is a different data. In the B variable, maybe you have 1000 rupees. It is a different account. Okay. So B is different variable. There is no relation with A. So here it is 1000 and after that you are writing, you are adding some amount here 2000. Now in that account also, now another one is accessing. Maybe your mother have access on that account also. This is a different account, but in that account also your mother have access. So your mother is now reading that, okay, there is 2000 amount, reading that data. Now your mother is accessing that, okay, I will take more 1000 rupees from here. So mother is writing here 1000. This is going on here, nothing else. One common variable, you can see A is a common variable, B is the common variable. So T1 is also working on AB, T2 is also working on AB. But you can see here, it is not like that ki T1 is completing the task after that T2 is doing. No. T1 is doing something, after that T2 is doing. Again T1 is doing something, then T2 is doing. This is, can you write like that, okay, T1 will complete, then T2 is completing? No. T2 is completing, then T1 is completing? No. Any one of them we are not able to write here because here it is a mix-up. But this same thing, if I am writing this way, okay, let T1 to complete everything. T1 will complete reading, writing, whatever required, complete it, means you are coming there and you are doing whatever work you have, you are doing there. you will read that, you will write that, after that you are coming, then T2 will do it. That is, you are doing your work, after that you finished your work. Here in this time slot you finished your work. After that your mother is doing the work. So there is no clash, there is no interleaving, that is called, there is no intersection, right? You can see here was a intersection point, a common time. Here in this time you did not complete it, but at that time your mother started work. But here you can see, here at that time no work for T2, in this time no work for T1. This is called a serial schedule. This is a non-serial schedule, and this is called a serial schedule because T1 is completing the task, then T2 is completing the task. So I hope it is clear to you what is non-serial and what is serial, right? Now our target is, if it is clear, let me know in the comment section. Yes, till now it is clear what is non-serial, what is serial. Serial means we are able to make serialize. Okay, do your complete your work, then one by one, one by one. Nothing like that swapping going on, nothing, right? Now our target is that this type of transaction, if it is there, then am I able to make it serial? A non-serial transaction is given to me, a non-serial schedule is given to me. This schedule, can I make it serial? If I am able to make it serial, then we can say it is serializable. Serializable means you are able to make it serial. If you are able to make it serial, means that is serializable. Otherwise it is not serializable. Okay. Now that is, you can see the serializability. Some non-serial schedule may lead to inconsistency. Serializability is the concept. To identify the non-serial schedule are correct will consistent database. We are trying to make it serial. Now whenever you are trying to make it serial, you have two types of serializability. Two ways we can do it. One is conflict serializability, another is view serializability. Conflict serializability means a non-serial schedule will be converted by swapping of non-conflicting pair. Now what is non-conflicting operation? For that we have to understand what are the non-conflicting operation. Here you can see what are the conflicting operation. Because when you know where is the conflict, then you will be able to understand where is no conflict. This is very important. Understand that here, from here theoretical questions are also coming. Conflicting means, first of all, it should be in same data. Conflict will happen. There are two siblings, okay, brother and sister. They are fighting. Why? Because when there is one toy only, they are fighting with that toy. If both have different toy, okay, you are giving this same toy to another one, they will not fight, right? If there is only one copy, they will start fighting. So first of all, conflict is arising when there is a common data and same data. You are also trying to work on data, your brother is also trying to work on that data. That is a conflict. So first of all, it should be in same data. Remember that. After that, here at least one write operation should be there. One write operation, at least one write operation should be there. This is a most important thing, because if it is there, okay, there is a book, okay, both are reading the book together. It is a story book, both are sitting together, they are all both are reading. There is no problem, right? But the problem is that if it is a board, if it is a paper, where you are also trying to draw, your brother is also trying to draw, it is a conflict, right? Or you are trying to read something, your brother is trying to write there on that paper only, it is a conflict. So conflict means, what are the conflict pair? Read, write. Someone is reading and another one is writing on the same data, that is read A, write A, same variable. Or you are writing, your brother trying to read, that is also conflicting pair. Both are trying to write at a same time on the same data, write. So you can see here all are conflicting pair, at least one write operation on same data. It is not like that if it is like read A and another one is write B, because this is not at all. You are reading another book, that is book A, your brother is writing book B, there is not a problem. It should be in same data, then only it is conflicting pair, otherwise not. I hope the conflicting pair is clear to you. Write down in the comment section, yes, the conflicting pair is clear to me. Now see, now we will go for that operation. You can see here the conflicting, what are the conflicting pair. Now this is the meaning R1 W2. What is the meaning? R1 means it is the transaction of T1. W2 means it is the transaction of T2. With the numbering we are telling the number of transaction. It is for T1, that's why meaning of 1, it is for T2. T1 is reading, T2 is writing. That is a conflicting pair. Here T1 is also writing, here T2 is also writing. That is a conflicting pair. Here T1 is writing, T2 is reading. That is also a conflicting pair. But this is not a conflicting pair because these are two different data. This is also not a conflicting pair because this is two different data, because they are not conflicting. I hope conflict is clear. What is conflict pair? Now we will work on this conflict pair to understand that the conflict serializability, how we can go ahead. Okay, you can see here there is the two read operation, right? Read A, read A. I can swap it like that. Okay, read A, this one is doing, this one is doing, both are same here. No problem. Because you are also reading, your brother is also reading. I am reading first, then my brother is reading. My brother is reading first, then I will read. So there will be no change in the data. Okay, there will be no change in the data. That's why they are same. There is no problem. That's why it is not conflict. Here you can see, here you are reading, after that your brother is writing. Here what will be happen? A is 100. Okay, you are reading here 100. After that your brother is writing here that maybe your brother withdraw the money and it's now 0. Withdraw that money and it's now 0. Okay, now here what is happening? Here you can see first write then read. Initially in the account 100 was there. Now your brother withdraw the money and it's 0 now. Now you are reading it's 0. So these are not same, right? Is this same? You cannot do swapping here. It is not same, because first reading then writing is going on. Here T1 is reading it, then T2 is writing. But here T2 is writing, then T1 is writing. They are not same. That's why it is a conflict. That's why they are not same. We cannot do this type of swap operation. This concept will be required for your view serializability also. Now we will try to make the conflict equivalent. How to do? Through the cycle. It is very clear, very easy how to find out that it is conflict serializable or not. For that we will depend on the graph. If cycle there, now how to create cycle? Here just you can see T1, T2, two transactions are there. T1 is a transaction, T2 is another transaction. Now try to identify the conflict pair is there or not. Read X is there, you have to find out is there any write X. You cannot see any write X here, no problem. Here read X is here. Is there any write X? Here is a write X. So who is doing fast? T2 is doing reading fast, then T1 is writing again, means T2 to T1 there is a conflict. So that's why you have to draw a arrow, that is T2 to T1. T2 to T1 there will be the arrow. Okay. Now after that you can see here according to Y, read Y. But here is the write Y. So Y, T1 is reading, after that T2 is writing. Means for Y you have to draw another arrow, that is T1 to T2. Now you can see it is creating a cycle. This is a cycle, right? Here from here to here, again from here to here, again from here to here, again from here to here. You are blaming your brother is blaming you. Now it's fighting is going on. Fighting is going on. No one is going to be serial. Serial means what? First you will say okay, complete yourself, after that I will complete, or complete yourself, after that I will complete. This is not happening because the fighting is going on. I will do first. It is a cycle. Whenever there is a cycle, you are not able to make it serial. I told you have to make it serial, right? First T1 will complete, then T2 will complete. Anyhow, you will be not able to make it serial. That's why whenever there is a cycle, then it will be not conflict serializable. Now you are getting confused about this term also. Not conflict serializable. Okay. You are focusing on the word conflict, and that's why you are getting confused at the time of question. Means, ma'am, cycle means it is conflict or not conflict. Focus of the topic is not the conflict. Focus of the topic is serializable. Focus of the topic is serializable, not the conflict. Conflict is a way. You are trying to make it serializable through the conflict operation, right? Conflict is the way. You have to focus on serializability. Am I able to make it serial? Whenever cycle is there, then I cannot make it serial through the conflict way I was doing. So that's why it is not serializable. That's why we are making it not conflict serializable. How you are trying to make it through the conflict. There was two way, conflict serializability and view serializability. You are trying to do it through conflict serializability. Whenever you are getting the loop, you will be not able to make it serial. That's why it is not conflict serializable. From tomorrow, from after watching this class, don't be confused. Most of the time students are getting cycle means it is conflict serializable or not. It is, you are not able to make it serializable because of cycle. So it is not conflict serializable. Cycle means whenever there is cycle, it is not conflict serializable. Remember it. Right? Because there is a fighting going on here, you cannot make it. Now, here it is that you can see here is no cycle. How? Because T1 and T2, here is the read operation going on, and in the X there is nothing. But here is the read operation going on, here is a write. So T2 to T1 there is a conflicting operation, T2 to T1. After that you can see here is the read Y, here is also read Y. No problem. Here is write Y, here is no write Y operation. So here is only one arrow, that is T2 to T1. Means here is also conflict. Conflict is here also, conflict is here also. But here is no cycle. It is not creating cycle. T2 is blaming T1, but T1 is not blaming T2. T1 is silent. And that's why here what will be happen? T1 will give chance to T2. Okay, first you will do your work, then I will complete my work. It's okay. Do your work first, then I will do my work. T2 will complete the work, then T1 will complete the work, and I will be able to make it serial. How I will be make it serial? See that. How it is possible to make it serial? It will be possible to make it serial like this way. You can write here T2, you can write here T1. All the operation of T2 do it first. Rx, then Ry, then Wy. It will complete its task. After that T1, this operation will be swap here, that is Rx, then Ry, then Wx. Okay, so it is giving the chance to T2, and it is also the way of giving you serial. When it is serializable, then they are asking question, what will be the order? Order how to do? You have to take that which one is the degree 0. You can see here the degree 0 in degree. Means it is T2 is not depending on anyone. In degree 0, here in degree is 1. That's why in degree means incoming arrow. There is no incoming arrow. There is no dependency. That's why T2 will do fast. After that T1 will do. That is the serial schedule. You are able to make it serializable. And what will be the order of the schedule? The order of the schedule will be T2 then T1. This is the way we have to find it. I hope it's clear, right? Yes. Now see now how to solve this question. Those who are watching till now, you have that patience. Yes, I am watching till now. Write down. Yes, till now my total concept is clear about conflict serializable. When cycle is there, what to do. When cycle is not there, what to do, and what is the meaning. Total detail concept is clear, ma'am. Write down in the comment. I will read your comment. Yes, those who are watching. Now see. Now we will solve it. How to solve it? Here you can see here R1, R4, W1, R4. From here you have to find out how many transactions are there. Try to find out how many numbers are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 numbers are there. Means there are 4 transactions. 4 numbers. 1, 4, 1, 2, 3. That is 4 transactions are there. So first of all, draw 4 transactions here. Draw complete 4 transactions here. Okay. Yes. So I will draw here 4 transactions. T1, T2, T3 and T4. 4 transactions are there. After that, what I will do? R1x means it is the T1. Then R4x. At that time don't write it. This time is over. T4x means it is the transaction of 4. R1 means it is the transaction of T1. And now it is after this T4 is going on and T4y. T4y. Then W1z. It is the transaction of T1. At that time no one will do anything. W1z. W1z. Now next one is what? That is R4z. So at that time no one will do the work. Okay. After that R4 means it is the operation of T4. R4z. Now at that time no one will do the work. Okay. Got it. Now next one. What will be? W2y. What is T2? W2y. T2. Now see. At that time no one will do the work. Now R3y. So R3y. That is T3. No one will do the work at that time. Now W1y. W1x. W1x. At that time no one is doing the work. Okay. Till now what I do? R1x is here. Now R4. This is R4. It is not R. Okay. It's R. Not T4. I should write it R4. It is R4. This is R4y. Then W1z. That is W1z. Then R4z. So R4z. Then W2z. W2z. Then R3y. R3y. Then W1x. W1x. Now next one is W2x. So here it will be W2x. At that time no one will do the work. Then next one is W3z. So it is W3z. Now next one is W4x. At that time no one will do the work. It's no one. Now W4x. W4 means it is here. W4x. At that time no one will do the work. Now W3x. Finally it is W3x. This is the way you have to write it. This is the way you have to write it. How to write? First of all, writing should be correct. If your writing is not correct, then your answer will be wrong. I hope writing is clear to you. Just after that we did W1. So this is W1 here. Then W2 means it is the transaction of T2. W3 means it is W3. W4 is here. Then W3. Now draw T1, because we will now try to see that where is the cycle. T3 and T4. Now one by one check it. Where is the cycle? X is here. R1X. Is there a W2? Yes. So T1 to T2 there will be an arrow. Now is there anything 3? Yes. So T1 to T3 another arrow. Here T4 also there. It is also writing. So it is another arrow. Right. Now you can see. Now is it happening anyone that with the Z? You can see here with the Z. Now Z is here. Think about T1. After that we will go for T2. So the Z, for the Z W operation is there. You can see any Z operation. Here is the Z operation. So T1 to T3 already I draw this one. Already this one is done. So no need to do again. Again and again same arrow, no need to draw. Okay. So here is the X, already X, for that we did it. So T1 is done. For T1 all the dependency we did it. Now you can see here is the Y. With the Y you can try to T2. You can see here is the read operation of Y. Means T2 to T3 there is an arrow. T2 to T3 there is an arrow because write and then read. Is there any other Y is there? You can see here Y. That is T4. T4 to T2. T4 was reading Y, then T2 was writing Y. That is T4 to T2 an arrow is coming here, right? So T4 to T2 I have to draw an arrow. Yes. Now you can see, is there any arrow from T2 to T4 also? You can see here is a write operation going on, and here also the write operation going on the same data, that is X. So for that here will be the arrow for T2 to T4 also. Now T2 to T4 also another arrow is there. It is creating a cycle. Cycle means it's not the meaning that throughout the all there is, ma'am, there is 4 transaction. It is not the cycle between all the 4. No. Anywhere between any 2 transaction, if cycle is there, means there is a problem. Means you cannot break the cycle. Whenever cycle created, then you cannot break it. You no need to go ahead more also because you already got a cycle. Still I am doing for you T3. For the T3 you can see here is the read operation going on, and with that Y, where was the write operation going on, that is T2 to T3 already we did. T3 to anyone is there, read, here is read and read, no, nothing. Here is also Z, here is a write operation T4 to T3. Okay, so T4 to T3 actually for this one it is Z operation, it is also write operation. So T4 to T3 there will be an arrow. T3 to T4 is there any arrow? T3 to T4? No, because here is the write operation. Here previously T4 is doing. First T4 then T3. Anyone is doing that T3 is doing after that T4? No. T3 is doing write, after that no write operation on here. It is doing write, before that the Z is done. Here it is doing write operation on X and it is doing before that. So first T4 is doing, then only T3 is doing. So there is no problem. Only cycle is between T2 and T4, and whenever there is the cycle, what I told, whenever there is the cycle means you are not able to make it serializable. So it is not conflict serializable, right? Not conflict serializable. I got the answer. It is not conflict serializable because of cycle. Whenever any cycle is created, if the cycle is created between all, then also. If the cycle is created between any 2, then also. It is not conflict serializable. This is my first part done. Yes, I hope it's clear. Write down in the comment section, yes, first part is clear, because question was, is it view or not? Is it view serializable or not? So I am going to the next part, that is what is view serializability. Those who watch the conflict serializability, they can understand view serializability also. So I hope you watched that previous part also, right? So now I am coming to view serializability. How to do view? View means by viewing, by watching. By watching I am trying to do something. Okay. First of all, for the view serializability, conflict serializability is the first part. Whenever you are doing view serializability, you saw that conflict serializability, whenever loop is there, I am able to take the decision. But the problem is there, maybe the loop is created. I am telling that it is not conflict serializable, but it does not mean that it will be not view serializable also. It can be view serializable. If the cycle is there, still we can do some swapping. The swapping is possible. How to do the swapping, what to do for that, that is I am going to tell you. You can see here, this is an example. This is an example, right? In that example, you can see here is created a cycle. It is a cycle, right? It's creating a cycle. How it's creating the cycle, I already explained that. I am not explaining again why the cycle is created. From this one you can understand why the cycle is created, because here is the read operation going on, here is the write operation going on. So here to here there is an arrow. After that again here is the write operation going on, here is the write. So that's why T1 and T2 is creating a cycle. So I will say it is not conflict serializable. It is not conflict serializable, but it can be view serializable. How it is possible? I can do the swapping and I can do like this way. Now the thing is that anyhow can I do swapping? I did it here, the read and this write I transfer here, and this write I transfer here. Then this write is as it is, and in that way I am able to make it, and this both are now same. And now you can see there is no cycle. Here is no cycle. And what will be my serial schedule now? How to understand? Here you can see what I told in degree. In degree, here the in degree is 0. Here the in degree is 1. Here also in degree is 1. Here also here is in degree 2. So from where I can start? I can start from T1. Whenever I am taking T1, I will cut these edges. After cutting the edges, it will be 0 now. And it will be 1 now. So now I can take T2. So after T1 I can take T2. After taking T1 I will cut these edges from T2 also. Now this will be 0. So now after that T3. Actually this is going on here also. You can see T1 is doing the work. After that T2 is doing the work. Then T3 is doing the work. That is my serial schedule. I am able to make it. But anytime any swapping we can't do. As per our wish, anyhow I will do the swapping and I will make it serial, not possible. Where I can do swapping and where I cannot do swapping, for that there are some rules. That rules you have to understand. I hope you are watching till now. I am recording for you and you are watching till now. I hope so. Yes, this is very important. Keep watching. Keep watching. When I can do swapping. First of all, how to check the view serializability? First of all, check the given schedule non-conflict serializable. Okay. If there is no cycle, then you can say it is serializable, view serializable also, conflict serializable also. Cycle is not there, no problem. I will be able to make it serial anyhow. Cycle is not there, then no problem. Stop there only and you can do the answer. So it is very easy, right? First of all, I will go for cycle. If the cycle is not there, then I can say it is conflict serializable also and view serializable also, because there is no cycle. So I can stop. Don't need to go ahead more. But if there is cycle, then what to do? First of all, you have to find, is there any blind write? Ma'am, what is blind write? I don't know. I am telling you what is blind write. Blind write means you are not reading the book. Without reading, you started writing. Just that, like that, those who will not watch this video, they will just try to solve the question. Without understanding the topic, you will be not able to solve the question, right? So without reading, when someone is trying to write something, that is called a blind write operation. Here in this example you can see, if you are coming to this example, here was the blind write operation. That's why the swapping was possible here. What was the blind write operation? Here this one is a blind write operation. This one is not a blind write because T1 is reading the data then writing. But T2 is not reading anything. Without reading the data, T2 is writing. Here T3 is also without reading the operation, T3 is writing. These are called blind write. This is a blind write operation. This is also a blind write operation. Whenever there is the blind write operation, you can do the swapping. Here, that's why this will be swapped down. I can do the swap down here because I am not reading, right? So I can swap up this one and this one can be swapped down. This is the first thing of blind write. That is clear. Now, if there is no blind write, here if there is no blind write, then also you can stop and you can tell them no, there will be not possible of any swapping because there is no blind write. Then you can stop. If there is no blind write operation, you can stop and you can see no, it is not view serializable. Not view serializable because there is no blind write. But if there is blind write, then again you have to go to the next. That can I do swapping here? For that some rules are also there. First of all, you have to check the who is doing the initial read operation. You can see here in this transaction, initial read doing by T2. T2 is doing initial read of A. After that T1 is writing, then they are reading. So whenever you are making it serial trying to make, then you have to maintain that yes, T2 is reading the first. That's why here we are maintaining that yes, T1 is reading only. You cannot make it okay, T2 will do first, then T1 will do. You cannot do it because it is the initial read. You have to maintain the initial read as it is. You cannot do swapping here. That is the first thing. So initial read should be maintained. Next one is updated read. Updated read means here you can see with this example, this is a transaction and this is another schedule. This is schedule 1, this is schedule 2. Okay, you can see here T1 is writing something, then T2 is writing, then T3 is reading. T3 is reading that data what is written by T2. Think like that, initially in the account 100 rupees is there. T1 write it as 200, then T2 write it as 300, then T3 is reading as 300 because this data T3 is reading, right? But if it is happening like this one, that okay, there was 100, T1 is making it 200, after that T3 is reading here, then T3 will read 200, right? These are not same. It is 300, it is 200. These are not same. Because T3 should read the data whatever written by T2 only. That is I have to maintain. And that's why this one and this one are not same. That is that they are not view equivalent. I cannot do this type of swapping. I have to maintain that also updated read operation. Who is reading the data whatever updated by another one. That sequence also I should maintain. I cannot do anyhow anything swapping. That is the second thing. That's why here if you come here, you can see that here this write operation, it was all the write operation going on. Actually here no read operation going on, so there was no problem. Only the initial read operation going on, that we maintain here. No problem happen here. Next one is the final write. This is also very important. Who is writing the final data? Here you can see this is S1 and this is S2. Here T1 is reading the data, T2 is writing the data, after that T1 is writing. Who is doing the final write? It is doing the final write. T1 is doing the final write. But I am trying to make like swapping. Here T2 is doing final write. That is wrong. Whenever you are doing swapping, then final write operation should be done by this T1 only. You cannot maintain it, you cannot do it. Whenever you are doing swapping, then you have to maintain that also. Got it? Initial read also you have to maintain, final write also you have to maintain. Here initial read, after that this write was there, then this write was there. So that's why anyhow you cannot make the swapping here, right? Because this initial read should be from the database. Now if you are trying to make it like that, okay ma'am, I will do here write A, then here I will make read A, then write A, then to final write is done. Yes, then final write is done, but initial read will be affected here. Because initial read means here it is reading from database. Database value was maybe 100. T1 should read the 100. But whenever you are making this one, so account was 100 rupees. Now it is updated by T2 as 200. Then it will read this 200 and that is the wrong data. It is not the initial read because it is already updated by T2. So that's why here you cannot make this one also, because it is violating the initial read also. Although it is not violating the final write, but it is violating the initial read. So here this transaction you cannot make anyhow serializable. You cannot make it serial. This way also wrong, this way also wrong. So at the time of swapping, these all the things you have to keep it in your mind. That is very important. And that's why in view serializability, most of the time students are getting confused. So step by step try to go ahead. What I have to do? First of all, that I have to find out the blind write. Is there any blind write? If there is no blind write, then I can stop. Because I cannot do swapping, I can stop and I can say no, it's not possible, not view serializable. If there is no blind write, if there is any blind write, then I can do this one, final updation data, initial read and final write. This all the operation I should maintain. Here I can see this transaction, it is initial read by this one, final write by this one. Here I can do, and it was a blind write operation. It was a blind write operation. That's why I did the swapping like this one. Here I swapped the data here, here it is. So the initial read also maintain, final write also maintain, and I am able to make it the serial. That is possible. So that's why now I can say it is view serializable. It is view serializable. Got it? Clear? Clear? I hope it's clear to you, right? Yes. Yes, till now those who are watching, congratulations for your patience. Yes, you are watching till now. Are you excited to know the answer of this one now? Yes, what will be the answer? How to check that is it view serializable or not? Are you excited for that? Tell me, are you excited for that? Yes, now we will check, because now till now we got that it is conflict serializable. Definitely this is not conflict serializable, I got it. Here is the not conflict. The schedule is conflict serializable. No. Schedule is not conflict serializable. Here also. Schedule is neither conflict nor view. So which one will be the answer? Is it this one or this one? Right. It is conflict serializable not. It is not conflict. But what is the answer? B or D? For that I have to know is it view serializable or not. Right. Yes. Let's go for it. Here now we will draw the same thing, and now from here I will try to make that is it view serializable or not. Let's draw the first table, then after that we will make it. Achha, can I go back? I can go back here, right? Because this is we already drawn here. Just here only I can update, right? Here only I can update. If you check very carefully, that just let me erase it and check very carefully where was the problem and where I can do swapping. Very carefully check it and then tell me yes what is possible. Before I am doing, before that you can tell me yes this is we can do, ma'am. Here the problem was ultimately in this T2 and T4. So anyhow if you can break this cycle between T2 and T4, then you can make it. Right? Yes. So let me erase this part. so that I can redraw. We will try to redraw this one in different way, that by swapping, so that can I make it or not, that will be our target. Try to redraw it. Let's see, can I do it or not. So I am redrawing it. This is the initial one. This was the initial one, and from the next I am redrawing it. Okay, this is T1. I am making little bit gap here so that you will be not confused. This is the next part we are doing. Okay, T1, T2, T3 and T4. Yes, I have to maintain. First of all, I have to check, is there any blind right? Is there any blind right? Yes, I can see this is a blind right operation. This is also a blind right operation, right? These are all blind right operation. Here you can see this is also a blind right operation. Even also this right x, it is also a blind right operation. This right z, it is also a blind right operation. Here these both are reading y and z. This is not a blind right. So here so many blind right. Is this a blind right operation? Here this is not a blind right operation because it is reading the data. It is also a blind right operation. So here so many blind right operation means there is a chance that I can do the swapping. Yes. How I can do the swapping? What is the initial read for x? First of all, you have to focus how many data are there. X, y and z. 3 data are there. For x, first of all, try to maintain the x. What I can maintain for the x? For the x, initial read operation done by T1, make it as it is. You cannot change anything here. This is my initial read operation going on. After that, who was writing that x? T2 was writing the x. So I can make that, okay, let T2 write x here. After that, who was writing? After that, W4 was writing that. So, okay, let W4 write the x, right? Now, the problem is here that you cannot do directly. You have to think about T2 and T4, that how I can break the chain. Problem is here with T2 and T4, why the problem was created. See that here it was reading y, it was writing that y. And here it was writing that x and it was writing also x. It is a initial read operation. That's why I have to make it. I cannot change it. It is a initial read operation. Anyhow, I cannot break this one. And I have to start with T1 because of x. So what I can do, that for T1 I can give some space. Okay. Then from T4 I can start here. Let's try that. Can I start like this? I will not think about this one because our target is to break the chain between T2 and T4. And it is an initial read. So I am giving the space for the y and z. We will think about that later. I am starting T4 from here. That is okay. Let T4 read the data directly from database y. Okay. After that, T2 should read it. Right. So that's why give some space for T4 for the remaining transaction we can do or not. After that, I can think about T2, that okay, here I can think about that, okay, let T2 read it. Let T2 read it. Okay. And before that x was there, so no problem, you can do it, that right x, previous right x, you can make here. Right, this was the right x was already there, you can make. Between x and y I can do the swapping, no problem here. I can make it. Yes. So this initial read also I maintain, this initial read also I maintain. No problem here till now. Now you have to think. Now think it that why there was anything else. The y after this one. Now I can think about why here read operation is going on by T3. And here for x, now I can think it that x was right operation was going on. Now can I do swapping here? Yes, I can do the swapping. There is no problem. Here for the z, read operation is going on. Initial read, is it? No. This is not an initial read because it is a writing by our T1. after that it is reading. So what I can do? I can do that, okay, write one Z is here, then it can read that, then the Z it can read it. So R4 can read that Z. I can make it, no problem. And for this Z that is maintaining, here it is writing then reading. This is updated by T1, then it is reading that data. It is done. Then the X what was happening? That it was writing, then it was also a blind write. It was also a blind write. For the blind write there is no problem. Here it was the blind write, this was also a blind write. Here I am doing the swapping. Very carefully check it. Here it was also a blind write operation, it was also a blind write operation. That's why here swapping there will be no problem. So X I make here, but this X I am writing here, no problem. I am writing this W4X here. So T4 will complete the task here. T4 is completing the task here, then T2 is starting. What is the remaining operation for T2? See that T2, this 2 operation I completed here without violating any rule. Yes, I did not violate any rule. Now I have to think about X. Okay, for the X all I maintain. Here read, then write, then this one write. Who was doing the final write? T3 was doing the final write operation for X. So I have to maintain that one. Okay, I am maintaining this T3 is doing the final write operation for X. It's I have to maintain. So you can see I am maintaining everything here. Initial read also I maintain for this one. Initial read also I maintain for this one. For X final write also I maintain. No problem here, right? And just I did the swapping with this write X and write X because it was both are blind write. No problem is here. Now think, now what is the remaining part? For the R3 was reading Y. Which Y? Which Y? That was updated by this one. That was updated by this one, that Y. So it is okay. I will read here R3Y where this is completed. R3Y I can do. And Z, for the Z what is going on? Z first this one was writing, then this one is reading, right? For the Z what is going on? This T1 was writing, I did this T1, then T4 was reading that data, so T4 is reading this data, then T3 is reading, T3 is writing that Z, right? W3Z is going on. So I will make it W3Z, no problem. Make here W3Z. So W3Z here, R3Y, then W3Z. W3Z. So for Z, who was doing the final write? For Z, the final write was going on. Here it was writing the data, then it was reading the data, then that final write operation was doing by Z, T3. So I am maintaining that final write operation through Z, right? Initial thing is also, initial write is not there, actually it was writing that. And here remaining part is only one remaining part, that is this write X. This write X was happening before everyone, because first it was reading, then writing, then it was writing. So okay, I will do this write operation here. Write operation I can do the swapping here, right? First it was writing, then it was writing, then this was writing, then this. So X, for X I am maintaining, this is writing here. After that T4 and T2 I did some swapping because of blind write, I did it, then final write also done. So for X also final write operation maintain, for Z also final write operation maintain, and for Y who was doing the final write? For Y you can see Y was read operation going on here and Y write operation going on here. So I did the write operation here. After that here was the Y read operation only. It's okay. So for Y also final write is maintained. This is the final write operation. No problem. It is read. It's not a problem. Write is done, after that reading. So I am getting a serial schedule now, right? T1 is completing here, then T4 is completing here, then T2 is completing here, then T3 is completing here. So what is my serial schedule? T1, then after that T4, then after that T2, and then T3, right? T1, T4, T2, T3. This is my final sequence. And is it view serializable? Yes, this is view serializable. This is definitely view serializable. Is it or not? This is definitely view serializable. By doing swapping, I am able to do it. So R1X, W1X, W1X I did here, and after that R4, R4Y, then R4Z, then W4X I did here, then final that W2X and W2Y it's done here, then R3Y, W3Z and W3X done here. All everything we maintain, initial read, final write, swapping. By doing everything I am getting it. So this is view serializable. So what is my final answer now? So that's why I can do, I am getting that final answer. That is my final answer, that yes, the schedule is view serializable but not conflict serializable. Because previously also we got that the cycle was between T2 and T4. The cycle was created, and that's why it was not conflict serializable, and this is my answer. So I hope you understand this. And because of that, previously I was taking a class, but at that time it was I thought that some more detailed discussion is required. That's why I record this video. I hope you appreciate it, and I give my total 100% for this video, so that you can understand the total concept. I hope in YouTube that much explanation for view serializability and conflict serializability will not get. Those who are watching till now, please do comment in the comment section your concept is clear or not, and thank you for your patience. This patience will help you to get your success. Congratulations. Like, share, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. Thank you. Bye bye. I hope you are happy with your Priyanka ma'am Unify study. Thank you. Bye bye.